हमारा वो इंडो पाक इश्यूज पे है. So Kashmir and Siachen is a major thing. It was supposed to be the first lecture, but I was unavailable in the morning. फिर हमने यादेव का इशू कर लिया, इसके बाद इंडस वाटर लिया. ठीक है. Now Kashmir, we'll start with Kashmir. But Kashmir का जो इशू है, it is so massive कि जब when you start reading it तो आप लोग बिल्कुल बंदा overwhelmed हो जाता है कि मैंने कहाँ से start करना. Where do I begin? Do I begin with the pre-1947 history, महाराजा और पुराने डोगरा राज वाली बातें, उसके बाद 1950 ये UN resolutions हैं, फिर उसके बाद सिमला एग्रीमेंट वाली बातें हैं, फिर 90s में डिफरेंट कुछ हुआ, अभी टेररिज्म के साथ लिंक हो गया, so you don't know where to begin. So the purpose of this lecture is to give you an overview of the various main aspects of the Kashmir dispute, so that if you want to study this in the future, तो आप लोग, these are goal posts for you by which to begin with. मैं personally जो है, we are very invested in this issue. Obviously as the only legal international law think tank in Pakistan, हमारा फर्ज पड़ता है कि हम कश्मीर issue, which is a primarily an international law issue, इसको हम बहुत detail में study करें. And I would encourage volunteers amongst you who want to help us in this, because हम जो इस पे काम करते हैं वो volunteer based करते हैं. The government does not pay us for it, neither do we seek any commissioned work for it. So whatever work we do on this is out of our own free spirit. So if you want to volunteer for this later on different topics, आज की topics पे I'm going to tell you what are the major areas जिसके ऊपर further research की ज़रूरत है. Because the Kashmir dispute, we have started from a position of strength over time because of sheer laziness in our intellectual investment. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा कि हमारे diplomats lazy हैं या हमारे पास, our diplomats are one of the best in the world, but जो पीछे diplomats के लिए कोई मवाद ही नहीं है on which they can move forward. वही बस आप अगर हमारे statements पढ़ें, it's an old repetition. We support the right of self-determination of the Kashmiri people and the UN resolution should be implemented in letter. बस इसमें फंसे हैं, 60-70 साल हो गए, no one is making any intellectual investment in Kashmir. So how can we begin like that? Let's start. Legal analysis matrix is something which we do here at RSIL. Any issue that you want to study in international law or international relations, I would encourage you to follow this model. ठीक है? इसमें क्या होता है? सबसे पहले rather than getting जज्बाती, इस डिबेट में हमने जज्बाती नहीं होना, ठीक है? Let's assume for now, मैं पेन उतार देता हूँ, let's assume that we're not Pakistanis. Let's look at the Kashmir dispute from a dispassionate, objective thing. और जो हमारे आप लोगों ने हमारे केस में weaknesses निकालनी है, we have to look at it objectively. Because if the whole world is against us, we must be doing something wrong at somewhere. So let's look at it from that way. Facts आपने देखनी है, always look at the facts. How did the dispute begin? How did the dispute begin? इसमें हम facts देखेंगे. I'm not going to go through all the facts, but the major ones. Secondly, you should always know the legal texts. Main legal text क्या है? Basic applicable documents. Never rely on Wikipedia or on other articles or on other. Look at, find out कि basic applicable documents क्या हैं और उनको core text पढ़ें. Read the core text. फिर legal arguments, strengths and weaknesses of both sides. ये नहीं कि आप बस अपनी document पकड़ लें, पाकिस्तानी textbook, हमारी पाक स्टडीज की किताब पकड़ लें, उसमें बस खुश हो जाए that we are the super powers of the world. Strengths and weaknesses जो हमने गलतियाँ की हैं, उन्होंने की हैं, both sides. And then argument placement. This is most important. जब हम arguments निकालेंगे, अभी हम इन्हें कहाँ showcase करें? What are the forums under international law? हमने क्या speeches बना करनी है, declarations करनी है, resolutions pass करनी है, litigation करनी है, which forum? Is it the UN? Is it our domestic law? Is it courts, the Indian Supreme Court? Is it the Srinagar High Court? Is it the International Court of Justice? Is it a regional body? Is it human rights based bodies? Different forums available. So we have to, as lawyers, it is our job to find out what are those forums, and that is when you add value. Okay? So ये basic text है, ये हम कश्मीर के लिए भी करेंगे और ये हम सियाचिन के लिए भी करेंगे. Both is important. So let's begin with the map of the region. It's important to know कि Kashmir. Now the historical state of Jammu and Kashmir before 1947 was this entire region. ये पूरा region was the state, the princely state of Jammu and Kashmir. ठीक है? Today the status is as follows. नॉर्दर्न एरियाज जो हमारे हैं, नॉर्दर्न एरियाज, दिस इज द रीजन हियर, यहाँ पे आपके गिलगित बल्तिस्तान रीजन जो है, दिस इज दिस रीजन हियर, दिस इज एडमिनिस्ट्रेटेड बाय पाकिस्तान बट क्लेम्ड बाय इंडिया, ठीक है। और आज़ाद कश्मीर जो है वो ये पोर्शन है, दिस इज आज़ाद कश्मीर, ऑल्सो एडमिनिस्ट्रेटेड बाय पाकिस्तान बट क्लेम्ड बाय इंडिया। जम्मू एंड कश्मीर ये है, दिस इज जम्मू एंड कश्मीर, claimed by Pakistan, administered by India. Then there is this portion, the Shaksam Valley, which was given by Pakistan, handed over by Pakistan to China. So this is administered by the Chinese, but also managed by, claimed by India. And then there's Aksai Chin, which is administered by China and claimed by the Indians. और ये सियाचिन ग्लेशियर है, ये सियाचिन ग्लेशियर है, which is claimed by Pakistan but administered by India. So it is a very complicated, different war. ये गिलगित बल्तिस्तान है जो पहले नॉर्दर्न एरियाज कहलाता था, ये आज़ाद कश्मीर है, this is our region, this is all Pakistan, and this is Jammu and Kashmir, and this is China, and this is China, और ये सियाचिन ग्लेशियर यहाँ पे, ठीक है। So we're going to come to this. So far so good.
The northern areas are still claimed by India?
Yes. So India, this is the legal aspect हम करते हैं. In the Indian Constitution, and I'll come to this shortly, India claims the entire princely state of Jammu and Kashmir. उनकी law और foreign policy का ये consistent position रहा है since 1947 that the entire state of Jammu. So India का अगर आप कभी map देखें, the official map of India also contains the northern areas as part of India. ठीक है? हमारे ये जो disputed territory दिखाते हैं, ये पूरा claim करते हैं. And actually they, you know, it is a big thing in India. Super cases भी आपको ऊपर हो जाते हैं if you don't show it as part of India. Okay. Now, phases of the Kashmir dispute क्या हैं? Phase 1 is the origins of the dispute when the fighting broke out 1947-1948. Phase 2 is the UN Security Council resolutions which came from 1948 to 1956. ये मैं हर phase को explain करूँगा, but I'm just giving you an overview so that you're clear. Phase 3 was legal incorporation of Kashmir into Indian Constitution. Phase 4 was the Simla Agreement. Phase 5 was the 1990s. Phase 6 is post 9/11. Phase 7 is after the killing of Burhan Wani, the current indigenous. So let's break it down into 7 phases. हर phase को मैं आपको आज shortly I'll explain the history as well and the law. But time कम है, so I'll, you know, if I skip over something fast, you can always come. I sit downstairs, you can come and discuss it further. ठीक है? You can ask questions during the lectures, but you're of course you can ask whatever. But let's try to keep it limited because 63 slides. So we're trying to, but of course you can ask questions whenever you want. Okay? Now, origins of the dispute क्या है? Let's look at the legal text. मैं कहता हूँ ना facts भी हैं, legal documents भी, ये दोनों matrix में दोनों में आते हैं. Then we'll read this out. ठीक है? The cabinet mission, UK government की the Crown's cabinet missions memorandum defined the legal status of the states that were under control of the British Crown and the legal consequences of the transfer of power. So 1947 में before partition, Her Majesty's government ने cabinet memorandum निकाला जिसमें उन्होंने बोला कि what is going to be the legal status of all these different states. Now let's see this. His Majesty's government, the Queen was not there back then, so His Majesty's government will cease to exercise powers of paramountcy. This means that the rights of states which flow from their relationship with the Crown will no longer exist, and that all the rights surrendered by the states to the paramount power will return to the states. So when the British leave, the states will, their powers will return back to each individual state. Now we're not just talking about Jammu and Kashmir, all the states in India. Political,
this is basically Bahawalpur, Hyderabad,
all of it. Political arrangements between the states on the one side and the British Crown and British India on the other will thus be brought to an end. The void will have to be filled either by the states entering into a federal relationship with the successor government or governments in British India, Dominion of Pakistan, Dominion of India, or failing this, entering into a particular political arrangement within all of them. So basically, इसका legal effect crux क्या है कि powers वापस मिल गई states को, and then they were free to decide what to do, what to do. So complete वो. इसमें मोहम्मद अली जिन्ना then had his own interpretation of this. उस ज़माने में, and I want you to consider this throughout, कि हमारी जो legal basis है 1940s में और 50s में बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग थी। पाकिस्तान के जो आर्गूमेंट्स हैं डिबेट्स में, कायद आज़म मोहम्मद अली जिन्ना के ऑल आर डॉक्यूमेंट्स एंड ऑफ कोर्स द ब्रिलियंट सर ज़फ़रुल्लाह खान, उन सब की जो हमारे फॉरेन मिनिस्टर थे, ही वाज लेटर प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ द कोर्ट ऑफ जस्टिस, ऑल ऑफ दिस पीपल हैड अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग लीगल अंडरस्टैंडिंग। ठीक है, अच्छा, so these are just some facts I've just put in. I just rushed through this quickly to show कि उस ज़माने में it was very much agreed that Kashmir was free to decide as it was. ठीक है, Mountbatten they visit किया, told the Maharaja he was authorized by India to tell him he could accede to either dominions and they would not object if he acceded to Pakistan. 25th July 1947 में Mountbatten ने कहा Section 671B of the Indian Independence Act released the states from their obligation to the Crown. The states have complete freedom. Technically and legally they are independent. Technically and legally they are independent. Muhammad Ali Jinnah declared his stance in the following. The legal position is that with the lapse of paramountcy on the transfer of power by the British, all Indian states would automatically regain the full sovereign and independent status. They are therefore free to join either of the two dominions or to remain independent. This was Qaid Azam's. ठीक है, this was then इसकी repetition है of different angles, but it's important. ये मैंने कुछ चीजें ली हुई, ये legal documents हैं. These are these documents known as the Jinnah Papers, जिसमें complete जो interactions हुई हैं, correspondence between Pakistan and that point are located हमारे पास नीचे library में. You know, it's पता नहीं इससे भी डबल करके वो वॉल्यूम है, उसमें ये डिफरेंट लेटर्स हैं फलाना, यू हैव टू वन हैज टू गो थ्रू दीस लेटर्स एंड रिकॉर्ड द पोजीशन। ठीक है, इंडिया ऑल इंडिया कांग्रेस कमेटी ने बोला कि पीपल ऑफ द स्टेट हैव अ डोमिनेटिंग वॉइस। लॉर्ड माउंटबैटन ने कहा कि इफ द महाराजा वर टू accede to Pakistan his action would solely conflict with the principle। ये जोधपुर स्टेट के बारे में था। लेकिन इन द केस ऑफ जोधपुर स्टेट उसमें उन्होंने बोला कि you can accede to Pakistan but because you have a Hindu majority population it would go against the principle underlying partition on the basis of Muslim and non-Muslim majority areas and serious communal trouble inside the state would be inevitable। ठीक है, सो जोधपुर के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में उन्होंने बोला कि यार हिंदू स्टेट है, महाराजा कैन डिसाइड टू जॉइन पाकिस्तान बट ये मसला हो जाएगा।
Do you know where that is geographically?
We'll check on the map, I'm not sure। ठीक है, so फिर क्या हुआ 15 अगस्त को, so what used to happen was कि स्टेट ऑफ कश्मीर had agreement with पाकिस्तान की जो सारी जो उनकी जो सप्लाईज होती थी, whether it was fuel or whether जो भी फूड सर्विसेज, वो करंट डे पाकिस्तान के थ्रू जाती थी। That was the route it used to go through Pakistan, this part of India, British India। On 15th August 1947 one day came।
The documents में लिखा होता है कि the people will decide कि उन्हें किस साइड पर जाना है या the princes would decide।
The states would decide।
States.
The states, so it would be the sovereign is the person who's heading the state, the Maharaja।
But on the previous slide, there was something regarding how the All India Congress had
Yeah,
a stance.
it's the people, yeah, it's the people। So
Right.
it's
It was a stance, but not legally.
yeah, it's a view that generally normally तो ये होता है ना कि the sovereign is supposed to reflect the will of the people। He
Right.
rules by sovereign, he has sovereign will because it's been given by the people।
Right.
So it's that distinction going on right there।
So that was a political stance, but not a legal stance.
Yeah, but it's implied normally that the sovereign would take into account the wishes of the people,
People.
right? In this case, में unfortunately हुआ that the sovereign did not जब तक फंसे।
Right.
You know, so these are the kind of, the Indian side would argue that no, it's the sovereign who made the choice. We would argue that no, the sovereign derives his sovereignty from the people।
Right,
So it's
right.
all that kind of argument। If it was so easy, it would have been solved by now। So anyway, ठीक है, तो स्टेट ऑफ कश्मीर ने एक स्टैंड स्टिल एग्रीमेंट पाकिस्तान के साथ किया which allowed for continuation of the services। They said कि यार जब तक हम डिसाइड नहीं करते, let us continue with the arrangements that we had going on। ठीक है, सितंबर अक्टूबर में there is a पूंछ district in Kashmir which is right next to मुजफ्फराबाद श्रीनगर के बिल्कुल नीचे है। पूंछ डिस्ट्रिक्ट इन कश्मीर में रिवोल्ट स्टार्ट हो, ठीक है, एंड you know I'm not going to the history of that। आप लोगों ने अगर पाक स्टडीज पढ़ा हो तो you would know more in detail, probably more than I do on the Poonch uprising वगैरह, but basically you know there was an uprising in Kashmir against Maharaja Hari Singh, ठीक है, and on 24th October he appealed for help from the Indian government। Indian government की defense committee of Dominion of India, the defense committee was convened under Lord Mountbatten, who held that it would be the height of folly to send troops into a neutral state where he had no right to send them. He urged that if this indeed were determined, if indeed they were determined to send it to, the essential prerequisite was a conditional accession in favor of the dominion of India. ये AC बंद हो गया, पर बिजली चलेगी क्या? अच्छा आप, oh so sorry. आगे आपको ठंड लग रही है, ठीक है, fine. So, ठीक है, so what happened was कि uprising हुई, the Maharaja appealed from help from the Indian government. Indian government ने बोला कि हम troops भेज देंगे, but पहले आप conditionally accede कर दें in our favor, because why should we send troops if we don't have any legal link with you guys?
Right.
You know, why? Otherwise it would be intervention in another state. So conditionally accede in favor of the dominion of India. बाद में फिर देखा जाएगा. What is this conditional accession कि हम पढ़ते हैं, ठीक है? So इस time पे there was a lot of back and forth between Quaid-e-Azam and Nehru and Mountbatten and सारे troops वगैरह. And the Indian position consistently was कि ये conditional accession है, ये सिर्फ अभी uprising है, this is an emergency situation. बाद में हम इसे ठीक कर लेंगे, we'll have a proper, you know, decide by the will of the people.
Just a quick question.
जी.
जो ये uprising हो रही थी, ये was over the issue of accession.
Accession to the party. They basically the indication was that Maharaja Hari Singh was committing atrocities against the Muslims. That's our view, and that's why the people rose up against him. You know, enough of Hindu rule, वगैरह. It appeared at that point to the local population that the Dominion might side, the state might side with India. ठीक है? इंडिया का आर्ग्यूमेंट ये है कि हमने बंदे भेजे and we sent tribesmen और यहाँ से पठान छिटान के चले गए, you know, they created unrest and you know they wanted to force the you know, scare the state into joining Pakistan. So their view is that we were, जो हम अभी भी कहते हैं कि non-state actor उस ज़माने से ये लोग भेजते हैं, आदत पड़ गई है लोगों को. You know, so that is their view. Our view was कि नहीं, you know, atrocities हो रही थी, लोग बस उठ के spontaneous movement था, और जब spontaneous movement उठा तो यहाँ से लोग चले गए to support them. So, you know,
Basically, जो issue था वो accession पे था.
Accession पे था.
उसी दौरान इन लोगों ने conditional उसको
conditional, yes, yes. ठीक है? So, जी.
Sir, why was the Jodhpur majority of people who did not apply to Kashmir? We also had Muslim majority.
Muslim majority था. कोई नहीं, ये इसी में बात अभी, that's why I raised the Jodhpur. Those are arguments we make. You know, कि why not go? Similarly, उसी केस में जो जूनागढ़ है, जूनागढ़ केस में भी the ruler of the state decided to cede with Pakistan, whereas the people said no. You know, but Junagadh state is a small, tiny state in the middle of India, so you know they just overran it. They said, you know, free now. So anyway, अच्छा. So Nehru ने क्या बोला? I just go through this quickly. Our view is that we have repeatedly made public the question of accession and any disputed territory must be decided in accordance with the wishes of the people, and we adhere to this view. So this is back to your question. They said, ये बात फिर नेहरू लोगों ने बार-बार पाकिस्तान को reassure किया, ठीक है? So if you महाराजा ने साइन किया इंस्ट्रूमेंट ऑफ एक्सेशन इन फेवर ऑफ इंडिया. इट्स इन योर पेपर बुक्स, वी गो थ्रू योर पेपर बुक्स अभी, ठीक है? बट इन्होंने इंस्ट्रूमेंट ऑफ एक्सेशन वाज साइन इन फेवर ऑफ इंडिया.
This instrument of accession was instrument of conditional accession?
That's exactly. So that's what we do is we just open your paper book. In paper books में this page इसका इसमें लिखा है महाराजा का लेटर था. This is page 46. Page 46 को. So remember the scheme of events. Uprising हुई, महाराजा ने अपील किया माउंटबैटन को, डोमिनियन ऑफ इंडिया को, कि आप ट्रूप्स भेजें. इंडिया ने बोला माउंटबैटन ने that we will send troops but आप conditionally accede करें हमारे फेवर में. In pursuant to that communication, महाराजा हरि सिंह ने instrument of accession sign किया, which was a conditional accession.
Just a very quick question. Is there any sign of like why the Maharaja asked specifically India to for help?
Because he was the Hindu leader of
So
the
that's
world.
the understanding.